and Democrats. To my good friend from New York, I think Mueller is just about done. To all those who are worried about Mueller not being able to do his job, he has. He's about to tell us what he found. There's a regulation that determines what is disclosed and how it's disclosed. I have all the confidence that Mr. Barr will be as transparent as possible. That regulation is specific. You can look at it for yourself. And I'd like to know as much as possible and share it with the public. However, I've also been consistent trying to find balance here. In February of 2018, I called for a special counsel to look at the abuses potentially by the Department of Justice and the FBI regarding the Clinton email investigation and the handling of the FISA warrant process against Mr. Carter Page, someone associated with the Trump campaign. So since 2018, I've asked a simple thing. If this stuff about Page and Strzok and Orr doesn't bother you, then that bothers me. Was there two systems of justice in 2016? One for the Democratic candidate and one for the Republican candidate, where the Republican candidate's campaign had a FISA warrant issued against somebody associated with it based on a document that was known to be unreliable, politically charged on 4 different occasions. That should bother every American. And rather than me telling you whether it happened or not, why don't we appoint a Mueller-like figure to look at how the Clinton email investigation ended up the way it did, what the tarmac meeting was all about between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. I can just very quickly say to my colleagues, if the shoe were on the other foot, if the Republican Party had hired a foreign agent to go to Russia to investigate dirt on Hillary Clinton, gave it to the Justice Department, it was used on 4 separate occasions to get a warrant against somebody working with or associated with the Clinton campaign, all hell would pay. If a member of the Justice Department told the investigators, before you get the warrant, the person who is involved in collecting this information hates Clinton. If there were exchanges between an FBI agent and a Department of Justice lawyer talking about getting an insurance policy to make sure that Hillary Clinton's never elected, how much they hated Trump, it would be front page news all over the world. I don't know what happened between Trump and Russia, but we're about to find out, and we'll see if there's there, and we'll use a process to disclose it to the public. But I asked the Democratic leader to modify his request and allow my amendment this to the desk to make a simple change, and every Republican will be with me if you wondered about how Republicans vote in the House, that this resolution be modified, calling for the Attorney General to appoint a special counsel to investigate Department of Justice misconduct in the handling of the Clinton email investigation and the handling of the FISA warrant process as it relates to warrants obtained on Carter Page, and to publicly release the results of those investigations he agreed to consistent with law. So I would ask the resolution to be modified in accordance with this. I would just say to the following, that there are a lot of Americans, including Jim Jordan, that believe that what happened in 2016 with the Clinton email investigation and the FISA warrant against Carter Page showed corruption at the highest level of government. I agree that there's more than smoking guns here. There's overwhelming evidence that somebody outside the political system should look into. I can't find anybody much on the other side who seems to give a damn about that. Mueller, I get. Mueller's been allowed to do his job. You're going to find out what he found pretty soon, as much as we can, consistent with the law. But I'm not going to give up on the idea that we're just going to look at one problem of 2016. I've been talking to myself for the most part. Now I've got a form. I will introduce a resolution asking you to do a simple thing. Ask somebody outside of politics, a special counsel, to look into how in the world the system got so off track to use a document prepared by a foreign agent, paid for by the Democratic Party, collected in Russia, to obtain a warrant against American citizen that is garbage to this day. How in the world could the investigation get so off track that the two people in charge of it openly talked about making sure that there was an insurance policy against Trump if he won, and openly espoused support for Clinton. How do you interview Clinton the way she was interviewed? Any American out there who did what Secretary Clinton did, you'd be in jail now. The question I want to know is, does anybody other than me believe that? I don't ask you to believe me. We let Mueller look at all things Trump related to collusion and otherwise. Somebody needs to look at what happened on the other side and find out if the FBI and the DOJ had two systems, one supporting the person they wanted to win and one out to get the person they wanted to lose. Some of these people have been fired for lying, and it's now time to have a special counsel look in all things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll get you with there one more. Yes.
All right. So we opened up with that, and then I didn't have us talking over it either because we. What do you guys think? It sounds like a lot of everything we've been following along with and building up to. How do you look into the Trump-Russia collusion? If there truly isn't any, don't you land on some of this stuff that's evident? Like, well, where did the dossier come from? Well, a known Russia source. Who paid for it? Well, Hillary and DNC. All the things that make sense are right there. I don't know how you can not land on those or ignore them. It's like, well, we were only looking at Trump and Russia, and when it led outward and led to these other people, we just say, whatever, Trump didn't do it. But if it was Trump, dang it, we were going to hang him high. It's like, wow.
Well, it's fantastic that he made this approach and made this little speech at the appropriate time to the correct people. That was the main thing I think that really hit home, because now, you can't just say that, oh, so-and-so said this, off camera. No, this is something in our government that is being woke up by certain people in our government. So that's a fantastic thing. Fantastic. In my opinion.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, Graham finished up with the fact that, his particular resolution was the fact that he wanted an outside source like a Mueller type investigation to look at the other side, because he was calling out FBI and DOJ internal like two separate way of looking at individuals depending on who the FBI and DOJ wanted to be sitting in place. And this is classic example of the left having an agenda. And literally we're hearing, like he said earlier, people have been fired for life, let go. People have been gone away for lying and this kind of thing. So we know that it's happening, and right now all the propaganda machine is trying to promote the Trump-Russia collusion. So I really do hope that there is a secondary type Mueller investigatory team that gets put on the hunt for on the other side to see what really type of thing, because DOJ and FBI tinkering with our election. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm baffled if there's not already one. I know that some of these people are standing there and bringing up the idea, and maybe some of these other people up on the congressional different seats are clueless. But I thought we had a Huber, the Horowitz, Huber, and then Mueller. And you're going to say that Mueller's there to investigate this or that. Some of the stuff that got brought up on these other people were nothing to do with Russia collusion. Manafort, Carter Page, Roger Stone, they were all process crimes or taxation issues from 8 years ago. So Cohen, they are prosecuted, but it wasn't really, and people are like, well, that's what Mueller dug up. Or did Mueller dug it up, turned it over to whoever? I don't know who ended up prosecuting. We've known Mueller's had to go over to that whole fourth floor got shut down over 4 months ago over somewhere. I mean, there's lots of different things going on.
48 hours.
I don't know what they haven't uncovered yet, and it would take a whole nother special counsel to really dig deep. We've already uncovered that the president coming in, if he finds the head of FBI, CIA, NSA, any of the alphabetic agencies to be corrupt, you're allowed to shut them down completely, but he didn't do it that way. Instead, we've exposed it little by little, week after week. Like, the numbers are up there of how many have retired or, removed, fired, cooperating witness, the Lisa Page text with Peter. I mean, they're talking about making him not win, but if he does, we have this insurance file, which is the Russia dossier thing. Was like, this is the backup to the backup. If he does win by any chance, we insert this. And Trump calls out McCain over the weekend on a tweet about it. His daughter, McCain's daughter, was really upset, and who cares? But quit talking about my dad. Everyone loved him. Nobody will ever love you like they did him. That's what she kind of responded to. But if that's what happened, that's what happened. I guess something was released that showed that more officially now. That somebody, McCain marched it over in December of 2016. Is this true? I was just curious. Maybe you guys would want to look at it. And then 3 weeks later, it was released to BuzzFeed. So maybe McCain didn't personally hand it to BuzzFeed, but some leaker did. I don't know.
You know how this stuff works out.
Oh yeah, it's politically charged and taking.
We
time
definitely
bomb.
want transparency. I mean, one of the things that Senator Graham did talk about was the fact that he wanted in public a public investigation versus what's been happening. We've been well known about behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He did allude a few times the fact that Mueller is done. All y'all gonna get satisfied. It's all gonna come out what he found. And again, we talked about what he personally found was in his wheelhouse, what was in his lane to look for. Of course, we know that he's been, like you said earlier, shooting these other little things off to other agencies. His wheelhouse was Russia-Trump collusion, not so much treasonous act here. Oh, that goes to national security, the Secret Service guys, and they'll handle it from there.
Yeah. All right, I saw some people talking in the live chat about the New Zealand. I haven't really covered it at all, but let's look at this Q drop here. Let me get you guys' voice.
Wrap your mind around some of this, you guys.
So New Zealand to change gun laws after mass shooting kills 49. So we got, make this a little bigger. All right, so New Zealand to change their gun laws after the shooting, March 14th, 2019. You see the symbol there, that fish kind of.
Now,
with the
was this
14.
the weapon used in the mass shooting?
John Podesta was in New Zealand 5 days ago, warned of a major cyber attack. So there's that one picture floating around, the 14 and the fish. The fish plus the fish of Osiris myth. Or Osiris, is it?
14
Yeah, it's a myth where, it's where the whole
Murdered and cut up into
him
14 pieces by his brother.
and his
Set and scattered
wife
throughout the land of Egypt.
tried to reconstruct him, but couldn't find his old phallic symbol, his penis, and so she made a golden one. That's where we have the all of the obelisks. That's what an obelisk is. A little bit of Egyptian mythology there for you guys.
Out of my league.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
The 14 plus fish, the male, it's the symbolizing power, sex, magic, and resurrection.
Yes. So,
I mean,
interesting.
Now, my question was that the actual weapon used in the mass shooting? They took a picture of it after they confiscated it, or is that what
we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're even trying to. I don't know.
I mean, I see the symbology and I could see the connection between that, but is that
What does a dog do when he or she has a bone? Buries it.
Buries it, yeah.
Choose it.
Yeah.
Did he have a therapist who paid for his travel to the Middle East? So let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. We enter.
Look
The
out for the
armpits.
all-seeing brown eye.
Keep an eye out for that. I'll see brown eye.
Evil brown eye, I tell you.
We're going to the offensive, folks. This is where the magic might happen on the cue boards, and this is where the winning. Ireland, Aaron
Hey.
Goldbog. Happy St. Patty Day. Podesta needs to hang by his balls.
I would agree. Kind of dog.
What kind of Doug? Yep, I knew it. He buries it, and Anon's dig.
Yeah.
Juicy hack. Finally. Tries to bury it. Arrest him. Trump Tower. These people are sick. I don't know, but this Patriot does. A little picture of... Are they satanic pharaohs? It's happening. Tomorrow. I love ya. That's funny. I knew that POS was there for something. Your post replying to the Anon's question about NZ prior to the shooting. Did you know ahead of time? They bury it. A dog will gnaw on that mother effer and bury it in the backyard.
That's true.
Thank you for the information. A lot of people saying that the fish is a rune instead. Is it both? Then dual meaning? What does that mean? Rune. Is a rune.
Rune is like a sigil, kind of like, if you will, we were talking about. It's in the same
Okay.
family of symbology. And
I don't understand why Podesta ain't been arrested. This guy's sick. Needs to go to prison. Always wondered about the celebrity therapist. Therapist, huh? Guides victim thoughts towards accomplishing the act. All right. Hey.
interesting, right?
Very interesting. Let me see here.
I don't think this is the first time we've seen somebody where their therapist and the mind-altering psychotropic medication that they're on alters their state of being, and they do something chaotic in public.
Yeah, some have, talked about hearing voices at nighttime, and maybe it's their smartphones beaming into them. Who knows? Or I mean.
We've had some mass shootings here in our own soil here that's been equated to, were they seeing therapists? What big pharma were they on before these mass shootings? So it's just, I mean, it's
starting to get out in the open. So, a lot of this stuff's starting to get out. And it's everybody.
Q-Post Old Glory image number 1775, Battle of Lexington and Concord started. The American Revolution on 4/19/1775. Marker, we fight Old Glory. Let's take a closer look here.
Remember Lexington. Ooh. Give me liberty or give me death.
This is back on the 2nd of April of 18. Mm-hmm. Drops will go fast. White House cleaning. SIG. Marker. We fight Lexington, Concord. Stay together. 6th of November of 18. Remember the battles of Lexington and Concord. Give me liberty or give me death. For far too long, we have been silent and allowed our bands of strength that once formed to defend freedom and liberty to deteriorate. This is about restoring Old Glory. This is more than party politics.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Good stuff. Good versus
evil
right here, folks.
Here you go.
So the Tarrant also visited Turkey multiple times, including extended visit. A senior Turkish official confirmed to the Associated Press on Saturday, but would not confirm the dates of the travel. The official also said an investigation into the suspect's movements and contacts within the country were underway. He had a trip to Pakistan. I think they're trying to get her off the air. Is this a shooter guy?
I don't know.
Shooter doing in Pakistan 5 months ago. Yeah. Why did he visit North Korea in the past? Could he be a Mossad operative? Yeah. If he had such a problem with Muslims, what the hell was Christchurch shooter doing in the Pakistan 5 months ago? Why did he visit North Korea in the past?
Could he be Mossad?
Mossad.
Here, read his thing. Can you read that?
Hello, everyone. My name is Brennan Torrett. I am visiting Pakistan for the first time. Pakistan is an incredible place filled with the most earnest, it's honest, kind-hearted, hospitable people in the world, and beauty. And Hunza and Nagar village in the Ottoman cannot be beat. Unfortunately, many tourists are choosing another country due to the stress, difficulty, and the sleep requirements of containing a Pakistani visa. Hopefully it's hard to read this a little bit chopped up, but I'm trying my best. Hopefully in the near future, the Pakistan government and Mr. Arman Khan will make the necessary changes to the visa program so they encourage tourism and make it viable once more of the world and come to experience the beauty of Pakistan. I see a little Israeli Mossad secret agent going there under the guise of a tour agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Interesting, to say the least.
you know it. You know it.
So this guy isn't what the mainstream media painted it to be, and some crazy man. He actually was a guy of means and was flying around other countries, and that's not the normal average person who's just gets up and goes, oh, Pakistan, and then flies over here. Then it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So it's just, I mean, the type of propaganda that they're trying to spin. It's. I mean, you gotta love the internet in the same aspect as much evil is on there. There is a lot of good where these people, it's real hard for them to kind of run and do these little subversive tactics and then come back and be like, I was here the whole time. Like, well, according to the a FOIA request, you flew here and did this and did that, and where
Michael Cohen went to Prague.
yeah, it's like
Did he? Yeah, the wrong Michael Cohen there. They were tapping in, and when you're just looking on the system, you got to actually match up names, social, birth dates. They had different birth dates. Let's look at a little bit of DC dirty laundry here. See some of these airing out America's dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry.
It's Monday, Undie Monday. Got to get that.
Dirty Undie Monday.
Dirty Undie Monday. You've been now wearing your underwear 4 different days, inside out, backwards, and
clean
it is
that
now
deep
laundry
swamp
day.
out of that. Get that deep swamp stains out them dirty undies.
Obama, here, look at this one. Obama's half brother, Malik, asked if Michelle Obama is really a man.
We know it's true.
Girl, you know it's true.
Dude looks like a lady.
Ooh, 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 I love you. All right, read this one here. Woodman, or I can. Obama's half brother Malik asked if Michelle Obama is really a man. The post first appeared at Fellowship of the Minds. Malik Obama's Barack Obama's half older brother. The two share the same biological father, Kenyan Barack Obama Sr. Malik's mother was Obama Sr.'s first wife, Keziah. Born and raised in Nairobi, Kenya, Malik met Barack for the first time in 1985. The brothers were best man at each other's weddings. Barack brought Michelle to Kenya 3 years later, and they met Malik again while meeting many other relatives for the very first time. So we'll just kind of leave it there.
Welcome back
here we
home.
go. This is on the 14th of March, 2019. Malik Obama is Michelle Michael? Question mark. Jeez. Dance it up a little bit there. This is Michelle right here.
Michael.
Michael. What do you think there? Some people say that her package is swinging. Watch the package. Woodman, we need you to watch that real close, Woodman.
You got it right there.
Woodman, you do our investigative research here. I got to look up some other stuff real fast. What do you see? Report back, Woodman. Woodman over. What do you see?
Actually, the symbol says less than.
All right. We got to make it bigger.
Let's have a real small. Oh, there it is, the real small penis.
Oh my gosh! Holy jeez. Dirty laundry.
Yeah.
That's crazy, folks.
First lady got big balls.
She got big. You can see the junk moving in his pants, man.
Wow.
Guys.
I am sorry, but that is crazy.
Well, when they got sworn into the inauguration, everybody was like looking at the first he, she, or whatever. They're like, oh my gosh, is this real? And then who was that other lady who was like, everybody knows that.
Look at this one, dude. What's swinging?
It's a microphone.
It's a lot of junk in the trunk.
It's a spare dildo for later on. Whoa.
That is crazy, folks.
Yep.
All right, so let's get back up here to the
Joan Rivers, Jeff Stewart. Yeah, thank you. Joan Rivers, didn't she? That's what I was looking for. That name is. Didn't she say something about it? Everybody knows that Michelle's transgender. It's no big deal. All talking about when she went in, and then
Joan Rivers said it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. We're all.
I remember they were some interview. They were doing something, or she was walking up to her apartment or something, and before she passed, whatever had said something about it. And yeah, it's crazy, you guys. I mean, this is all over Hollywood. Most of the women in there you don't know are just dudes dressed up like women. That's called deception.
South Bend, Indiana's mayor is going to run for president, and he is openly gay and married. I think he's going to be the first one to run for president as an openly gay married man, I believe.
Who's this South Bend mayor?
Yep.
Okay.
Peter Judge.
Peter Judge. All right. Sex allegations lead to child bride's investigation at Philadelphia mosque. Just reading some headlines here. Venezuela getting ready to collapse on the verge. Facebook is now facing criminal investigations. What were they doing? What were they doing so wrong? No. Investigative journalists found dead a week after interview of Bill Clinton's rape victim and reporting to the FBI. That's kind of big news.
Imagine that.
Investigative journalists found dead a week after interview of Bill Clinton rape victim and reporting to the FBI and DOJ.
Imagine that.
Useful idiots like Snopes.com can continue to say there's nothing to the Clinton body count and continue to be shills for the Clintons and pedophiles of the USA, but they are credible accounts of Bill Clinton's sexual deviancy and criminal activity, and the story of investigative Jen Moores as she interviewed a Bill Clinton rape victim and then was found dead just a week after she put that information out.
Wow.
Investigative journalist Jen Moore was found dead in a suburban Washington, D.C. hotel room Monday, according to police, and shocked and distraught friends and colleagues. Moore died of an apparent seizure. Police are closely investigating the cause of death after former FBI agent Robin Gritz, a friend of Moore's, made inquiries of the homicide detectives Monday afternoon in Prince George's County, Maryland. Preliminary reports from the police said the death was not a result of a suicide. Moore's body was found by employees at the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, Washington, D.C. East in the Capitol Heights, Maryland. The investigation is ongoing, and the autopsy has not been scheduled as of late Monday. Now wait, this article originally came out 8/17 of 18, so this is back in August or something like that. August.
Yeah.
Why would
you can just see?
They said that they didn't want an autopsy. Why is that? Holy cow! Come on now.
Did it say that? Where was that reading?
That's the last phrase he was talking about.
I think they were still waiting for the autopsy, I believe.
I think it says not just waiting. There's something else to it.
I don't know where I was at. Victims' claims. The investigation is ongoing. An autopsy had not been scheduled as of late Monday. Moore, an advocate who investigated abuse and trafficked children, had been in the process of investigating allegations by a 26-year-old man that as a young boy he was sexually assaulted by Bill Clinton and pimped out as a private sex parties attended by other D.C. elites. In fact, just 4 weeks before her death, Moore filed details of the alleged victim's claims with the Department of Homeland Security, detailing the allegations against Clinton. Moore contacted Homeland Security beginning on July 6th and through July 9th, the records show. A week later, she contacted the FBI with identical details about the victim and the shocking allegations against Clinton. FBI source, no case has been opened on evidence supplied by Moore. Homeland Security officials could not be reached for comment. Mike Thomas Payne Moore, investigative journalist, found dead in D.C. hotel room weeks after reporting Bill Clinton. So there's a little bit more to this article.
More the body count right there, but that's just you think these gangsters got a high body count. The Clintons, they've topped them all.
Yeah, it's like 60 some people or so, close to 70 people around them that they've known. And you're just like, well, they know a lot of people, but still, it's like, that's a lot. How many people around you do you know have been killed or died? Man, you could probably name a dozen, but let's take away old age, car accident, not suspicious, like ran off the road or, shot in a park in the back of the head, while they're sitting on a park bench. That's... Woodman's got a call. Put it on.
Woodman's got a call.
Phone call just went off. If they come for your guns, it is your responsibility to fight. What do you guys think about that?
Man,
I agree.
Guns, holy cow, give me a break.
That's a short. Make no mistake, your government is waiting for the right time and set of circumstances to take your firearms. So what were we talking about with the Clinton... the 16-year plan, but what about what was it we were saying, Ben? Like the 13th state or 14th state just kind of signed on to get rid of the electoral?
Yeah, there's a movement going around right now where there's a petition being signed by each state to eradicate the electoral vote and go to public vote. And so far there are 13 states who have signed on to this particular petition. I think at this level you have to get, obviously this is where the 51% comes into play, where I think you have to have something to do with like 26 or more states sign a petition that had to be heard on the floor. But this is pretty crazy, the fact that they're trying to eradicate our electoral vote and basically go with popular vote, because a lot of these states that are within this co-op right now are also asking for illegal immigrants to give them the right to vote as well.
And yeah,
crazy.
She's right about that. I still believe the constitutional amendment eliminating the electoral college would be very difficult, if not impossible. While the Constitution has been amended a number of times, none of those amendments directly challenged a basic concept. So that's what we're talking about. It just takes an amendment. No, amendments in the past have traditionally added things that weren't really touched on in there. To actually
Always
have
have
an
to-
amendment to come in to just totally revert, like the Second Amendment, to have an amendment way down here. Well, the 22nd Amendment trumps that second one. Well, no, it doesn't.
So it has to be in parallel. It has with the original
Or yeah,
founding
something.
documents.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. So, but I don't know. What else is there? Should the United States get rid of the electoral anti-national popular vote? A bad idea. Time to get rid of it.
That's just all Democratic stuff. That's all it is.
Well, a lot of people don't really understand the electoral college and the popular vote. They really don't. They don't really get that, and they get confused and think that, well, it's the popular vote, and we should all, because it means everybody gets a vote, and we get to vote, and every vote counts. And that's actually the exact opposite. On a popular vote, every vote does not count. It's the electoral votes that literally every vote counts, because
Right.
they're now truly representing the people in that area and how they feel. And it's like, but these, unfortunately, it's a lot of millennials. It's a lot of people who've been brainwashed to think that the popular vote, it's almost like the Federal Reserve. It's not federal, nor does it have any reserves. The popular vote doesn't reflect the actual populace of a nation. It is like, it's the popular referring to our bell bottoms cool or skinny jeans cool. That's the stuff. That doesn't mean as a census of the actual true population of our nation. And so that's where the whole propaganda brainwashing comes in. And they go, oh, it's a popular vote. But you have California, who is already, and I believe New York is doing this as well, proposing that illegal immigrants, or what they call undocumented workers, be allowed to cast votes. And like that,
Not
means
just
you can have
California.
anybody.
There's lots of states jumping
Yes.
Yeah, but that's all Democratic backed, though.
on that. Yeah,
I would
well,
agree. I
it's-
would definitely agree. But if
that
it
a little
does
bit
go
of
in,
it crosses a little bit. There's a percentage of the right that aren't really right. I mean, it's all illusion too, Democrat and Republican, because you have these deep states that, I don't know if out of their schooling, they're like, and you will be a Republican. Oh, man, I was hoping to really be Democrat so I could be a little more evil out in public. But all right. I mean, I don't know how it works, but I think it's similar to that.
Well, since the Democrats are fighting so hard to have all this stuff with no wall and everything.
Because look,
else.
that's half the guys. You're like, well, this Comey guy, what? Comey's a Republican, and they try to like defeat you right on that. Like, this guy's really doing the right thing because he's a Republican, and if he was for Trump, he would have covered for him, because that's how it works, right? Republicans scratch each other's backs, but it's like, then why is that guy retired or fired? Now he's out there on his own Twitter saying we need to vote Democrat in 2020. I thought he was Republican. The whole time that's what they were screaming, and now he's not even working. He's fired, so he's on his own Twitter at home, and he's talking about voting 2020 to get rid of Trump. And it's like, well, he's just anti-Trump that you have to vote Republican or Democrat. Well, can't there be another Republican candidate going against Trump possibly that you can say to vote for? This guy's going the opposite way and vote for Clinton this time, And it's like, wow.
yeah,
So I don't know, guys. It's
the
it's
black
fine.
cloud. The black cloud.
What are the people saying? What's going on with? I see Amy the mod in the room.
What's
Jack
up,
Rooney.
Amy?
What's going on, Amy?
Howdy hey, howdy hey.
Got all mods up in here. Amy's the only one I really see. I'm going back in time. Everyone else is busy.
Joanna Burlane, remember 2016 quote, Trump will never get to 270. Yeah, I agree with you. They were so shocked that, the electoral votes, because those really reflected our nation, how we felt. I mean, it's been so long since we've actually been able to stand up for traditional morals and values and not be ridiculed as super conservative people who want to get back to having muskets and horse-drawn carriages,
Yeah. Have you seen that lady Margaret Dell? Have you seen recent coverage of Beto? He's not looking so cool these days. I guess he was at some restaurant standing up on the table. Did you see it, Woodman?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, he's like up on some table standing and talking over everybody and just saying dumb stuff or whatever.
They're good at that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Hey, I got to share this with you guys. We had Bible study yesterday, and this show was mentioned. Plus, I was asked if I was an anon, like a Pew follower. This is getting to be out there, even in Bible studies, people. We're waking up a little bit at a time. We're doing people like you and Ben and Scott are putting so much out there that people are really listening, and people talk to each other. So therefore, you guys hit based on like 100 people, they're going to share that with at least one person. That means like now there's 200 people, right?
Yeah.
It carries on. We're waking up. Our country is waking up.
I would agree.
The thing of it is the biggest push is good versus evil, which would be like, if you're religious or even if you're not, you're either on God's side. If you're not on God's side, that means, guess what? You're on the other one. I don't care if you say you lived a good life or whatever. If you're not on God's side, you're on that side, good versus evil. And this is exactly what's coming out. You guys are pointing it out all the time. This is good versus evil, satanic stuff. You guys all said this, and it's quite. And the neat thing is, even in a small podunk town, these people talk about it. It's not like this. It's not like this coffee talk where there's nothing else to talk about until like the cow died on Main Street last year from in a parade. You know what I mean? So patriots are everywhere, and we love you all. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Oh yeah,
I would agree 100%, man. I mean, the thing is, we all understand the 6 degrees or whatever of separation, where, I could talk to the lady at the grocery store, and she talks to her son, that talks to his professor at the college, that talks to his wife. That's the beauty of it, is when you start asking questions and they start getting sent out like in a what cue the format he's doing or the team is doing, and I mean, our morals come from literally our belief in God. Even it's like, oh, well, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God. Well, then where do your morals come from? How can you justify not killing somebody? Your morals come from somewhere. And so wherever you get your morals from, there is a good, like you said, and there is an evil. And it's very clear. You can choose what side you stand on. And, I agree with you 100%, Woodman. It's quite clear where people stand these days, because when you're awake, you can see the lies that they try to spin and their deception. Oh
yeah, no, I agree.
So it's been interesting.
Any questions out there?
Yeah, what do you guys have for us? I'm looking at here.
Go here for another 5-10 minutes or so. We got some good questions.
Cheryl Sullivan said Mississippi here, wondering about the countdown. Mike and I were talking about that in Garage Talk. I think it's the 19th is 0 day. I think it is March 19th is 0 day on the countdown, and then so.
Can anyone verify that? Is it tomorrow?
Is tomorrow the day?
Is it the 20th?
I was going to say, I don't know if it was the 19th or 20th. But Rachel Lonesway, any word on the Mueller report, guys? Yeah, it's according to
I thought
Graham,
I read something that he picked up another area to start looking into. Like, it's not over. So it's like, what?
Patty Blythe, the 19th. Yep, so it is tomorrow's the 0 day. Yep, 19th.
For 21 is tomorrow. So it started out as -21 or -30. I can't remember.
Says Miriam Tucker says 19 tomorrow. Matt Street says tomorrow. Love you guys tomorrow. Lynn Jackson says 19th, yes.
T1.
Sharon White starting tomorrow, I think.
Today's the 18th.
So right now, we're at -1. 21 days is the 19th. Eyes wide open. Will POTUS sign the Noah Hyde Law? What is that Noah Hyde Law? I can't remember. I did read something on that.
Yeah, that was.
Do you know anything about it, Ben? Noah Hyde Law?
I don't. The name sounds super familiar. I'll do a little quick look here.
Do a little look here. The 7 laws of Noah, also referred to as the Noah Hyde laws, or the Noah Hyde laws.
Noahism.
Okay, let's see here.
Okay, that's the. How about the 10 Commandments? Is that what it refers to? This there's Noah Hyde.
Theft, justice, homicide, illicit.
Not to worship idols, not to curse God, to establish a course of justice, not to commit murder, not to commit adultery or sexual immorality, not to steal, not to eat the flesh torn from a living animal. That's the 7 laws. The 7 of the laws traditionally entered are the following. I don't know where this is. That's just pulled from Wikipedia, but I mean.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
I know this comes says sources comes from the Torah. I believe this is knowing the Torah. I don't know it by law, but I mean the 7. This talks about probably in Leviticus, where it talks about different, not to eat certain things, not to worship certain things, not to go in the way of the Canaanites. We all know the 10 Commandments. That's kind of embedded in all of our brains. So. This also comes from other extracurricular or extra biblical texts, like the Book of Jubilees are saying. But the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that we know it as today. So,
all right, what else do we have here? I saw somebody say something about T-1. I think tomorrow will be big day. So what do we think would happen tomorrow on this whole, Mueller report?
Could be coming out. That could be something definitely coming out. I mean, that's something that everybody's waiting for. Senator Graham talked about,
a little bit D-class, maybe? A little bit D-class?
Special counsel coat, maybe? Fifth Element saying?
It's probably D-class day because that
19 is the 21-0 hour by Fluid Port by Greg, he said.
Yes, what's up, dude?
Epstein dump charge, document dump, data dump.
Document dumps. Yep.
Mueller report, people are thinking. Could be some D-class, Mueller report, Epstein stuff.
How many sealed indictments do we have still out there? It's just getting crazier and crazier. Could that be maybe the start of releasing some of these sealed indictments out to us, or piecemealing them maybe?
Jack Rooney says Epstein dropping the mother load.
Melanie Grimm, D-class.
Melody Grimm.
Yes.
Fluid Pour. Need to chat with you, bud. I think he's talking.
Yeah, just email Mike.
Redenbacher.
And he'll email the Patriot, and he'll email you my email. I got you.
Prism is on the 20th. Over 90,000 indictments. Clinton Foundation takedown.
Crazy.
I think the arrests will begin. Congress to decide to release Epstein Island report. RBG. Where's RBG been? She's still not back. Mueller report will be out tomorrow. Popcorn's ready. You won. Uranium 1 stuff. Who knows, folks? Guess there's
there's so much that could possibly come out in the next couple of days. We're always hoping, you know us, we're always hoping for the big bells and whistles and the shiny bracelets of to take them off and the red jumpsuits. We're always looking for the big grand finale. I don't think we'll ever get it, but hey, we'll take little small arrests here and there that goes on, but we'll see. We'll definitely see what the next couple of days brings in for sure.
Yeah, little tidbits. You betcha. Hey, it's coming anyway. That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is what we're hoping for. I mean, this is, we're not just looking for another election. We're, this is something that
It's not
we all
another
can get
4 year.
behind. Yeah, and if this is just more truth porn, then we're all screwed, because if we're seeing what little tiny kind of craziness is going on now, shoot.
Yeah. We got to
If there's a
fight for
glimpse
it.
of truth.
Grease is the word.
Woodman's the word, is the bird, cause he's moving and grooving.
Grease is the word, is the word. All right.
It's just little fun stuff we do in the garage
warm
talk
up.
with each other. We all have our own little theme songs. It's almost like as we're walking down the street, it's almost like we got a band behind us. That's Woodman's theme song.
It's Woodman's, right? Woodman is the word, is the word. He's a shaking and moving and grooving.
We'll get you to grease. You're one of them greasers, man. You got the
Greasy.
bike. You know what's up.
He crazy.
Hang around a mechanic, just shake his hand a lot, right?
You and the T-Birds, man. I'm telling you what.
That's funny.
Democrats trying to slip away on the greasy side.
Well, man,
I don't
want
to hear all your pickup lines there, Woodman.
Hey, man, check us out. I really can't. It'd be nice to know how many people have actually been fired, quit, or resigned. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to know the number right now, because we always talked about they're going to start in the middle and kind of work up and down, correct? Remember we talked about it? So we're just
bottom up, up, whatever, you know.
We're just in the middle, guys. The neat thing is, some of our politicians in our beautiful country are having a heyday, because they're getting to tell you how they're going to help straighten the country out, what they're tired of dealing with, all the lies and like 2 DOJs, and I mean, isn't that fantastic, people?
Oh yeah.
Really?
The narrative is definitely getting out. I mean, we've talked about this many times in Garage Talk, the fact that no matter how you view about a particular subject, the actual narrative of human trafficking, crimes against children, we have crimes on our southern border. Now people aren't fighting for a person. Now they can get behind an issue and an idea, which I think for the first time in a long time is refreshing, even on both sides, how you feel about it. Because either, no matter how you feel about the southern border, you're still talking about the southern border, where before you could be talking about the latest, what movie just came out, or who's texting who, or what somebody's Twitter or Skype account or whatever that. So it's definitely getting out there, and I would agree.
Yeah, we're finding out about all these social media, how they're invading, what do we call it? DARPA projects, basically. DARPA projects handed over to a poster board, because you can't really get Facebook to work too well if you come out and say, this is a DARPA invested project with your own tax dollars. We figured out a way that you guys can share everything and we can get everything out of you.
We need your
for
information.
Nothing. That doesn't work too well. So if you give it off to some college guy who, make them the poster child for it, and everyone's all, wow, some guy in college and came out with this awesome app where you put up your photos and talk about what you're doing all day long, and I want part of it, and look at it now, so unbelievable. But we're finding out in the back end of it all, it's all being used to just add to your metadata and have more access on you. So I don't know. And people, everyone that talks crap out in the real world against what they see with Trump, they've got crazy things on them at this point, and they're, well, I'm not running for president. That's what they kind of rely on. It's like, the president's supposed to be squeaky clean, and everyone forgets we're all just humans on this planet. We've all done things. If you go over Trump's past, we know that he's made deals, rubbed shoulders, shook hands with a lot of these people. Me and Ben Woodman, we got our own thoughts on how it goes down. That's what we've heard about after some of this stuff's done. Does Trump step back? Does he step down? And we have a new election because there's things that come out. And he's like, I was even guilty of that, but I'm still took it down. And it's like, well, shame on you. You know, that's what these other people are probably thinking. Like, how are you turning us in when you've done these same kind of things at certain points in your life? Maybe. That's been some other people's channels out there. They're like, I don't like Trump. If you look back in 1982, he did this. And it's like, I agree. He probably did do that. He also filed taxes to, you know, when you take a loss as a business, you're allowed to file that way. And therefore you might not pay taxes that next year. And that's where people are like, look, he didn't hardly pay any. Well, yeah, because he filed under this obscure law that's what he didn't put in. Other congressional people that have been up there for years, these same people that have been there for 30 years have put in to help their buddies out in town, which was probably Trump at one point. You know, who knows? But we've gone over all that. It's repetitive. It's truth. It's the way it is. It's the way it was. Where are we heading? What's coming? All we can do is follow along, keep paying attention, keeping our ears open and eyes open. See something, say something, right?
You know it. You know it.
All right, let's close it down here. We're going on the hour long. I'm going to put this to the Patriot Hour tonight, so this will air again, folks, for those of you that didn't catch the whole thing. I guess those of you here on the live show, you probably caught most of it, but we'll get it over to the Patriot Hour and give most of the people that were working throughout the day a chance to catch in on this. I'll put it up as a premiere, so it'll have the live chat again, a whole separate live chat for the video. So any last words, but you guys want to close out something? Woodman, you got any words of
Go ahead,
encouragement?
Woodman. What you thinking?
Well, sorry I ain't been around for a while, but you know, of course, everybody knows I'm not tech savvy. I'm about to go in and have a few little whack and hack things with my doctors, you know, and hopefully I'll be still on the show every now and then. I do hope everybody understands what's going on in our country. We're given a chance, an opportunity to take our country back from all the evil people, well, we hope all the evil people in our government, which is trying to turn it around. By getting rid of the evil people, stomping them out, we're going to have a country back that's unbelievable. Like was forementioned, you know, this country can live on tariffs. A lot of changes are going to happen in our country, and all it's going to be is positive. But we're the ones that have the opportunity or the chance to actually accomplish that mission. Grab all your patriots hand in hand. Pray to God, because we're going to need that guidance. And I truly think JFK Jr. is still alive and talking to our president. I really do believe that. Otherwise, I don't know how Trump could come up with all this stuff with angles and views when he came from the people he's going to try and shut down. God bless our president. That's all I got to say. You know.
All right. Heck yeah. There's Woodman. We'll give it to Ben now. Ben's got some words of encouragement.
I always just say, keep your line of focus. Don't be afraid to stock up on lead and water. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Hug your family, because that's what it's about, man. It's about family. They can't get you. It's what they try to present to you. You have to willingly bite. So be self-sufficient, man. You know, read the Bible more. You know, we all need to do that more. We all need to stand up. And you know, it's like if Trump's doing something that we think is wrong or dishonest, we'll call it out. I agree with Mike. What Mike's saying, that, you know, hey, we're all human. We've all done bad things, every single one of us. But you know, it's like, man, what they fear is the mob awakening and turning on them. And that's what we're trying to do, is awaken up you guys. And we're trying to seek out more truth. And when we find it, let's share it with you guys. You guys are our sounding board, if you will. You know, I love the fact that we can throw some questions out there and boom, 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 you guys come back, and it's like, man, you know, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 resources, because we trust you guys and say, okay, it's confirmed, that's what it is, you know. So I love the fact that you guys are our sounding board, and we can continue seeking the truth. And always God bless to you and your family. And here at the Patriot Hour, the team is always constantly trying to seek out the newest news and cutting events that are coming out to you guys. So definitely loving it. And thank you for having me on here today, you guys. It was awesome.
All right. That was Ben. Folks, that's exactly right. We're doing this together. We're going through lots of different news, lots of different articles, and we're going to keep doing that, all right? We're going to help connect the dots. Never take what we say here to be word, to be truth at 100%. Do your own research, connect your own dots, listen to everybody you can, read everything you can, believe none of it till you can verify it yourself in your own way, in your own right. And only you know what works best for you, all right? We can present. We're going to go through lots of different articles, just like in the intelligence communities. Lots of garbage, lots of bad intel, lots of things that don't pertain to the case you're looking at. But you read them, you look at them, you have to sometimes to get to the meat. Remember that. You're going to chew on that meat and spit out the bone. Sometimes there's a lot of bone compared to meat. That would be unfortunate, but that's how it works. Again, God bless each and every one of you. Take a look in the description box. We got the links to the articles, got links to the QMAP, the donation sites. The P.O Box is back down there. It looks like YouTube had took it out on several videos. I didn't know it. So that's crazy, but that's how it works. We're constantly working on getting censored and shadow banned. So please share across all social media platforms while you can. We appreciate it. Again, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. Thanks for stopping by. You guys have been, it's been a real, just awesome collective experience with tons of Patriots around the globe. We truly, truly appreciate it. And we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update video.